attach weapon 08.
Okay, so
So let's go there and attach weapon 08. Currently he's using
maybe
this one
maybe I need to
for
add.
that. Right, he doesn't have. Which one is he using? Same there, but he's not using these ones. His head is the this one. That looks weird there. Let's leave it. Right, so he's got the two guns on the side. He
Alright guys, welcome. The stream is live. Let's go.
he's using weapon 05 on this side.
Where am I? Oh yeah, aim offset. Grab this,
Um,
map
and
range clamp
this is
value.
this.
And I want to
That
clamp
goes
this
away.
between the X
Armor
is going
one.
to be left and right, so
Armor one. Oh, this is quite an easy one. Most of the stuff is already on him.
I like him.
30-30.
And then
Wait,
it's
sorry.
got the cargo one for the legs.
Turn this.
Armor one.
Okay. And
Only thing was correct.
what if we
Yeah,
get rid
technically
of
that's
that
it. He's
and
done.
instead
That was
eventuate
fast.
it? We say this.
So
Save this as the
we put defender in now, yeah.
right X.
Right. That's how your mech would look like in battle.
Yeah, he's the best look.
So
That's
get
your mech
all
there. I do like
Delta,
this grey one, yeah. The sandstorm one,
10.
the desert storm one. This guy, yeah.
Yeah.
What if I give this an input so I can tweak this later?
That looks good, man. That's my next one. So let's do this quickly.
So
What's this one? That one's done.
this is the X.
Just
This is the Y. This goes into the return. This goes right here, and that goes right here. Okay. Now I can probably update them properly.
and Ninja is done. So let's go.
Random graph.
Which one is this? Make number 4.
Let's clean this up a little bit. So we need to. Well, we're already making a rotator, but that's like. This rotator only goes into the Y, so it's kind of stupid to make multiple rotators. So I'm actually, instead of making floats, I'm gonna make this into a rotator.
Did I spell that correct? Desert, DESERT.
So you have the.
Yes. No, it's double S. Double S.
Proc rotator.
And there you go.
Open this.
Alright, let's do this guy.
Set this. Split this.
A lot's gonna change on this guy, man.
Set this, split this.
Let's start on the bottom with the feet will be ball 5.
So this will be at the bottom, and then
foot, spine, ankle is
pitch is up and down.
heel 03.
Yaw is left and right, and roll should be updated with the thing.
Heel 03.
No. How am I updating this guy?
4, 5.
Oh, pitch I'm editing the pitch. Okay, so this pitch needs to be a roll. Not quite.
Oh, five. What's the color?
Well, color did look offset. Okay.
Color one.
It's not really necessary to do that here. Let's keep the Y and the X. Then just go here, get rid of this, split these guys. Okay. Grab this, drag this down. Okay. So this is the pitch. So if I play. Alright, so this still works. Okay. Now we need up and down. So get the X. It's not really looking around, is it? Why is that? What? Welke zaak? Let's keep this as this. Now perhaps. So look right X. Probably gonna be this, I suppose. No. Okay. So the X needs to be the yaw.
Oh, page has got another. It's got the antenna on the back.
Okay, that's fine.
Maybe from the antennas.
And the Y needs to be
Yeah.
the roll.
Back to that now. 3.
Left, right. Okay, this value needs to be multiplied by -1. Up. Ooh, that's not good. Think I need to do that before we interrupt this. Okay, up works, down works, left and right. Now I just need to fix this lean, because this alpha for this lean is quite messed up.
Looks like me after a few points, that does.
Fair enough.
Well, after 1 point actually, because I don't drink.
God damn.
That looks like me with wine.
Mm,
I can't drink wine. It messes my whole system up.
well, I can R-interp this to make it even smoother. R-interp this with the proc rotator. That is that. Get world delta. Then say 15. The problem is, as you can see, like when he's at 0, when everything is
Hmm?
at 0, he should be standing up, like no
Yeah,
rotation
he's-
whatsoever. But it
Yeah.
has like a default value. That's not good.
Pew pew pew.
Which I don't get why it does that. Is that maybe with... Oh. There we go.
Oh, they're back. They're not.
Left works, right works, up and down. Although I need to tweak those values. Alright, so let's tweak those.
You know, if you're adding AI into a game, sorry, this is nothing to do with your stream. Sorry. If you're going to use AI in a game, what's the best AI to use?
What do you
Would
mean?
you
what's
build your
best?
own, or would you just
Yeah, build my own.
you'd build your own? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I do with everything. I don't use any preset packs where it's like a template. If you do want to use some, I have a couple of good ones that I have used. But as of right now, I kind of just want to do all of them myself.
Which ones would you advise?
Let me. I'll show you. Wait.
No, don't interrupt. I don't want to interrupt
No,
your
no,
stream,
all
mate.
good, man. You can ask questions. That's why I'm streaming. So if people have questions, I can help them. Fast AI plugin is a really good one. It's multiplayer replicated. I'm not sure how much it is. I got it for free, I think.
Fast AI, right?
Fast AI, yeah. It's 78 bucks. It's pretty
Yeah, that's-
expensive now, but open world AI system is also really good. This is more if you want to have like generic AI like zombies, right? There's no advanced AI on this. It's all like really basic coded, but it's only like 16 bucks, so it's a good start, but you will do need to do a lot for it to get it working properly. And if you want to have a shooter game, this shooter simplified AI is also pretty good. It has like team recognition and stuff.
Yes, that'd be. What's that one called? Sorry, shooter. Simplified.
Shooter simplified AI. Yeah, it's like 10 bucks. It's a good preset, but you do need to expand upon it though, obviously.
Yes, yep.
But I would use one of those. I can account for that they're pretty good. So I want to
Thank
divide
you.
this one by 2, so it gives an 0.5 value for spine 2, and spine 3 needs to be even less. So I'm gonna divide this by, let's try 4, see how that looks. So if I look down now, it doesn't look as bad. It looks a little more realistic.
Ooh, another one done.
Left.
Another one bites the dust.
Alright, so the left one is not good when I look left and right, because that needs to be more. So probably say like 35. How does that look if I turn? Okay, that looks alright, I think.
Yeah, this is my favorite one.
The only thing I need to do is
Yeah, he's nice.
I like the way, just like all those rocket launchers and freaking man bomb, all those little squares are supposed to be like mines that drops.
so we need to check if we are, before we do all of this, we want to check if we are idle, because we don't want to do that if we're not idle. So if we are, continue. If we are not, we want to basically, let's first
There we go, 1, 2, and
look
3
right.
done. We got 4 and 5 to go.
Look
Those
up,
two middle ones.
F interrupt them back to 0, because if we're walking, otherwise it's going to snap. Let's get this, paste that here.
Alright,
get
boys.
Y.
I need to call it for the night. I'm sorry, it's 10 o'clock in my country, and I need to go sleep for 2 hours. I'll be back later on if you guys are on.
Alright, man.
Yeah, have a good
Have a
night,
good
mate.
one. Good
Yes,
night.
yes.
That. Let's give it like a quick interp back, so it's not that slow. And then we want to set the look right and the look up, like so. By the way, you want me to stream it, or I don't know if you want to watch the stream on
I'm watching. I'm
YouTube?
watching you on
Oh, you-
YouTube, mate. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I could also stream on Discord if that's what you want. All right, now it's just slowly interrupts back into the position, so it doesn't snap. If I, for example, disable this, you'll see that it snaps back into position when I move, and it has a chance to break, as you can see. So
Yeah.
by doing this, it always goes back to the 0 value. That way, no matter what way I'm turning, it will always face the correct. The only thing I'm noticing is if I do this too quick, it still does that, which needs to be a little smoother. So I'll probably say interrupt speed 5 on this guy, and maybe like 10 to go back to 0. Alright, I think that's fine. The only thing that's left to do is make sure that the neck turns and the head turns. So just copy 2 more. Then set this up to be the neck. By the way, if throughout the live stream you have any questions, just make sure you ask them, okay?
Yeah, okay, mate.
So X goes into the roll, Y goes into the yaw, and then this one, I think I can get away with this value. When I look down, it's fine. I think I mixed them up. Not sure. Because when I look left, he does look left. The only issue that I'm having is he like tilts his head a little bit.
Yeah.
Might just be because alpha is not high enough, so we'll just let's check this. What if we set it to 1? Yeah, now we can definitely see that this is wrong. Look up is probably pitch in this case, and this one is probably yaw. I think that's the issue. Left works, right works. Okay, now up and down is wrong. So the Y, which is this guy, we have plugged that one into the yaw. This one needs to be the roll then. Let's see. Look up. No. Left and right also no. Okay. So this one is that, but the pitch needs to go. This is confusing, bro. Left works, right works, up works. Okay, now down also works. Okay, but we need lower values than this. So I'll probably just say divide that by 2 to get max of 0.5. Okay, that looks good. Up looks good. Down also looks pretty good. I think that looks fine, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Alright. So no look offset when he's running, only have the lean when he's running, which doesn't seem to be a lot of lean. Why is that? That's the proc rotator here. It's not leaning a lot. Which is right here. Oh, because we divided this by a lot. Maybe if I lower it down. Yeah, it just doesn't lean a lot anymore. Interesting. You fix one thing, you break two more.
Excellent. Yeah, that's what I've done today. My battle royale template.
It's always the case, man. That's the bad thing. Yeah, it doesn't have any lean value. Oh, I think I found the lean value. Huh.
Oh.
So it does have lean, but when I'm moving, it doesn't update the lean. That's interesting. Let's see. Oh, let's see why it is. My proc rotator only gets updated whenever I'm in the idle position. It's not what I want. I don't want to have that when I'm in the idle. So I need to do that here. My code looks like absolute spaghetti, but I'll fix that later down the line. Okay. Now
I'll try and use that electric node to try and keep up mine clean.
Electric? You mean the steady lines or what? Like the hard lines?
No, there's a plugin called Electron. What's the plugin called? I think it's called Electric Nodes.
Oh. Don't know about that.
It just organises the path. See, it's cosmetic, but it helps me.
Now the lean is gone again. Why? So when I'm in idle, now when I'm running, it should update my lean, but it's not. Why? So if we're in idle, we go and do all of that. That makes sense. If we're not in idle, we update our proc rotator. Makes sense. Oh my god, bro. We're not updating our alpha now. So our alpha is stuck at 0. Double check. Yeah. Okay. There he is. Okay. Now I just need to make sure that it's back to the original value. Let's see. Alright. We have our lean. And now if I stand still, you should stop leaning and now we can look around. Alright. We got basic parkour, we got the sort of movement going. The only thing I'm wondering is like, if I want to implement jumping, like you can just jump randomly, I don't know. I'm thinking whether I want to do jumping or like rolling, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. I prefer the roll, me personally.
Yeah, the only thing I'm wondering is like, I probably have those animations. Let's see. Do you have like roll? Well, I have landings. Wait, dive forward to roll. Can probably get away with this, right? If he's
I was
unarmed.
using the ILS system in one of the projects, and when you've got a weapon equipped, his jump looks so cheesy.
Yeah.
And I was like, just get rid of the jump. Don't need the jump.
I don't really like jump that much in games, because it always looks so weird, you know? If we can't fault, we basically just want to play an animation, which is the roll. And it already has root motion, so it should work. Let's see. It has root motion, but it not the good root motion. Oh, this is not the root motion animation. Pretty sure. Yeah. This is not the root motion animation, it's this guy. So I need to make an anim montage for this one. Also need to tweak the camera when he rolls because the camera clips into the ground now. Wait, what? Oh, wait. Which one is the actual root motion then? Let's show the bones real quick. Character, bones, all hierarchy. Right, so this one is not root motion. No. This one is not root motion. This one. I thought I just had like didn't I just have a root motion animation from this? Wait, what? I swear it just had a root motion animation. Well, I could also just play the role, this guy, and just say when it happens, we want to disable the input so we can't move or like interact with the character for a second. And then when it blends out, we want to enable the input again. No. It's surprising because I was Zatalia, hello. Hey, how you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. It's so surprising because I swear to God I just had a root motion animation. Don't know what happened. Oh, this is landing. Okay, we don't want to have a landing animation. Dive forward, which is this one. Where did the root motion go?
You lost your root.
Apparently. Zatelio, so what's the plan for the game? It's just going to be a zombie survival game, like different aspects from games like DayZ and The Day Before, kinda. Like have some aspects of that, like a general hub to go do challenges. But instead of the Day Before, this one actually is going to have zombies in it. That's basically the goal.
And not get taken down after day one.
That as well, yes, probably. So yeah, that's probably the goal, but I am working on this solo, so it's gonna take a while. I am so surprised that my root motion is gone. It looks to be that my root motion is gone on each and every one. Huh. Any certain features you think you're thinking about? Probably gonna have a building and crafting system. Perhaps like Tarkov inventory, parkour system as well, which I'm currently working on already. I'll quickly show you a preview. Like you're gonna be able to vault onto different things and do like ledge grabs, slide down hills, stuff like that. Maybe like Rust, where it's like a PvP sort of game. So you and your friends basically have to build shelter, survive, It's gonna be multiplayer. It is going to be multiplayer, but like I said, I'm working on this solo, so it is going to take a while. But it's definitely gonna get there. I'll also live stream all the progress, like using live streams, so I won't really work on it outside of this. I thought it would be a nice community project to do, and everybody that gets in the live stream can suggest things and give feedback on everything I develop, and I will keep it into consideration when I'm building the game. So that's basically what the plan is.
He's asked single player or multiplayer.
It is going to be multiplayer. It's definitely going to be multiplayer, but like I said, I'm probably going to be building the demo first, like build like a small alpha playtest in single player with some of the AI, and then probably work on building like make everything multiplayer afterwards. I find that to be a little bit easier because you already have the foundation down. Lol, yeah, I feel you. I'm doing the same concept and also solo dev, but I'm also learning. Lol. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, man, solo developing is not, like, it's not easy. But I do have a lot of really good friends, like the one that's in the call right now. They're also like developers, so oftentimes we just share information. So I would say if you're a solo dev and you want to learn a lot, probably try to surround yourself with other developers. You'll learn a lot from them.
Unreal Sensei is my go-to normally, to be honest with you.
Also that, yeah, that's also a really good option. But if you just want to have feedback, but like for feedback and everything, I would probably have like friends tell you what's up, you know, tell you the truth.
Tell you the truth, yes, I agree, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It has no point if people are like saying, oh, it's amazing, and it's clearly not, you know. Probably gonna probably make like a root animation for this myself, so probably key this, and then when he hits it, I'll probably make it like go further, something like that. Key this, so he jumps. Okay, and then when he hits the floor, I also want it to go forward until here. Can be a little less probably. Key that. I think that's fine. What if I try this out? First of all, let's enable root motion. It's not far enough, I think. Like this should be like a leap, right? It shouldn't be so little. So what if I just take this root and just move it further? Key and apply that. Whoa. Does it actually
Too much slightly?
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. You sound hot. That's my girlfriend, by the way. She's in the chat as well. That looks it looks weird, man. I don't know what's going on here. Also, I'm okay. You see what happens? Like he actually like gets pulled back a little bit. Which
Yeah,
I don't get why. Oh. Now I know why.
Is it?
No, it has a little bit of a dent in here. So what if I take my root, right? Root from here, key this, and then at the end, which is like right here probably, go farther. Let's try that. The camera clips into the floor a little bit, but we'll adjust that later. Okay, so probably needs to go a little bit more, but when he steps, it needs to go further. So like that, maybe, or like here, needs to like go further a little bit more. Maybe something like that. We'll see. See how it looks in game. The reason it's clipping is because it's attached to the head socket. If I disable the attachment to the head socket and use something else, or like clear it for now. The problem if I clear it is when I fault, it doesn't update properly with the mesh. So, but if I do that, I mean, I guess for now it's fine. I'll make the blend out time a little bit longer, like a little bit faster, so it blends out a little bit more. Probably say 0.5 because I'm regaining control at the blend out time. Yeah. So what's your main skill set? Animation, programming, UI, etc. Probably blueprinting more, but I tried to do as much as possible. Like I try to learn everything, but I think my main, like my strongest point is probably blueprinting. For art and animations, I usually resort to like packs, but I do have a couple of first-person animations that I have. I do like first-person animations, like creating those. Game for Life, hi. Hey man, how you doing? Nice to have you all on the call, like in the stream. It's nice to see y'all. What you think, Game That, about the role?
Show me again.
I'm not sure if it's far enough or if it needs to go a little bit further.
I think it's far enough. Is it glitching at the end slightly?
You mean the feet?
Yes.
It's a little bit because we're triggering the enable the input back on the blend out right now, and I probably want to do that in a montage notify event so that like Game for Life, I like you. Wait, is this red? Game for Life, you're red, right? Emily, British. I'm not British, mate. I'm not British.
British.
I probably want to trigger a notify when he first puts his foot up like this. So what if I do a montage notify window here, and then on the parkour instead of blend out, we just do it whenever we trigger that event. Yeah, you see that's already a lot better. Has a little bit more sliding, but once I add the IK, it's probably gonna fix itself. I think for now that's alright. Maybe I can make it a little bit closer. I know, but you're not. I know you're not, but the other person sounds British, and I'm pretty sure he is British.
I am, yes.
He is a very handsome British man.
I won't say handsome, but British.
He is handsome, unfortunately. Unfortunately, he is British. I like British people. Impressive that his cap stays on. Yeah, man, Gorilla Glue. It's been glued
Gorilla
on.
Glue, yeah.
It's been glued on, bro. It's flex sealed. I think for now this is all right. This is what I mean with if I don't attach it to the head socket, that if I now fold, it you see it kind of like goes up before the character does. Doesn't look amazing like that. Also, I think I noticed a bug. No, maybe not. Might need to tweak the look around a little bit more because I feel like it's too much. But we can jump. Okay. For now, let's reattach it to the head socket. Jeremy balls. Yeah, man, I feel you. Facts, facts. Spitting absolute facts right now. Alright. That looks good. We have crouching set up.
We're just talking to the little one, sorry.
Sorry?
I muted my mic for a second, I was talking to my daughters.
Oh, no worries, man. No worries. This looks... Well, it works. It doesn't look amazing, but... For real. Hell yeah. No cap. Alright, that does not work. Okay. This works. Looks alright, except the fact that it glitches into the ground. By the way, your volume is a bit low. Oh. I did not notice. How is it now? Put your mic in your mouth. I'll try, but it's a pretty big mic. I'm not sure if I'm skillful enough to do that. By the way, do you guys want to have like background audio or something? Like you guys want to have some music in the background? Because like it might just be annoying just listening to me like yapping all the time without any audio. So if you guys want to have some music in the background, just let me know. I'll just put on some YouTube audio, like music. Alright, so
I'm just going to put the little ones to bed. I'll be back in about 10 minutes.
alright, man.
I'll
Sounds
stay in
good.
channel. I'll just mute them.
All good, man. That's going the good way. He just did. I did what? Did I embarrass myself? My stream is mad at me. My bitrate is too low. What? It's asking me to put a... Is the stream okay? Because it's yelling at me about the fact that my bitrate might be too low for the stream. Just quickly let me know if it's fine or not. Okay, to fix the little clipping issue, I'll probably go into my parkour. Looks fine, it's fine. Bet, it's fine for me. Yahoo, Yowie. What's up first? How you doing? To fix the clipping issue, probably gonna get the character reference, get the spring arm, and then we want to say the mesh as well. Get mesh. And probably want to say attach component to component, attach it to the mesh. When it starts, we want to attach it to nothing and keep the relative location. Okay, and then when we get rid of it, we want to reattach it to the head, I think. See how that will look. It will probably break, but we'll see. Well, called it. At least I called it. Alright, so when we disable the attachment like this, it's gonna go towards the floor, right? So we also need to make sure that this gets set to, the Z gets set to 40-ish, or like set it like that-ish. So let's copy this location and then reattach it to the head. Get rid of this and set this to -40. So when this happens, my god, the spaghetti-o. Let's make some more room for a second. That's this. Then you have here. Okay. So after this happens, we want to set the relative location for this camera. Not split it, but paste it. I can't paste it. If I promote this and set it to the roll cam lock, roll camera location, paste that. Okay. And then after we do that, we want to get this one and duplicate this and say roll default lock. And after that, we just want to do the same thing. So grab the character, grab the spring arm, reset the location. Instead of this one, we're using the default lock. Let's see. Alright, so the default lock is still wrong. This needs to be -40, 0, 0. So it turns camera and it goes back. So that's working. No more clipping. The only issue is it looks very bad. Did somebody say spaghetti? Yeah, I did. Feeling hungry? You want to have some spaghetti? So when this happens, we probably want to call a timeline. Let's call a timeline here. So timeline. Oh, I can't add a timeline in the custom event. It's true. We have to add it into the character. So this is sprinting. So let's just say sprinting. I'll clean up my projects later down the line, but for now, we're making spaghetti-o. Custom event. Let's call this the roll adjust location. Okay. And what we can do is just say add timeline, which is the roll timeline. When we start, we want to play from the start. Let's call this start roll adjust location. Then make another one. Call this the stop. So that goes into the reverse. On the update, we just want to set this, set relative location. Okay. We want to lerp the vector. And the lerp we want to have is a alpha value here. So let's say 0.5 for now. Going from 0, 0 to 0.51. If we auto that. By the way, if anybody has questions during the stream, just make sure you ask them. I would love to help you out. So I know there is one developer in here, Satalia. If you have any questions, just make sure you ask them, okay? I would love to help you out. I have no problems with helping you out. So get cam, roll cam lock and get default lock. We want to lerp between the default and the roll cam. Then once we're here, when we, instead of doing the location here, when we start the roll, we want to call the start event. So say start roll adjust location. And when we're blending out, when we want to go back into the default, we say stop roll adjust location. Let's see how that looks now. So kind of works, but definitely not perfect yet. I'm gonna set that into the start. I think that's something to do with when we update this. We say keep relative, and then we're doing this, but I think what we need to do is, can I say, what if we keep world on the location of this? The problem we're having is this doesn't update fast enough. Or maybe it needs to go between those. Let's say. No, because this is the yeah. The issue we're running into is the fact that we are equipping, like attaching this to the head, but we're already adjusting the location on the player, like adjusting this, and that's breaking out. To fix that, what we can do is, what if instead of getting rid of this attachment, we keep the head the same? Keep the attachment point the same, and all we're going to do is adjust the location accordingly. So we have our default cam location, which is this one. So from our default cam location, and then we want to say get our default cam location, but we want to add to it in the Z probably, or like get rid of this -40, I think. Yeah, probably want to get rid of this 40, and this needs to go because this needs to be the get. We need to get the roll camera location, and then we just want to add 40 in the X so it goes to 0. I think that might already be better than what it was. No. Why is this going on now? Oh. No. Should make sense. Let's see. It just goes towards the left, which it shouldn't do. Don't know why it's going to the left. So if I add 40 in this, it should go back to 0, but it's not. If I say 0, 0, 0. Why is it going this way? What happens if I reset this? It just goes back to the head. It just goes to the left. Don't know why. Hmm. Relative location of the spring arm. Getting the roll cam location, which is... Oh. Okay. This is the wrong one. So it is the default then. Default location. Yeah. Okay. This is the right one. So we want to add 40 to this one. And that. Let's see. Still clips. Still clips. What if we disable the collision test and write a collision test ourselves? Okay. There we go. Now it's fine. The only issue we're gonna run into is we can't clip through buildings. So we'll write our own. We will write our own collision. There we go. Rolling is working now. Don't know if I want to add 40 though. What if I add like a little less? It could be low, you know. For now, I think this is fine. Alright. We got procedural looking around. We got crouching. With some leaning. We have walking with leaning. We're running. We have rolling if we can't fault. And we have faulting when we're able to do so. Okay. Now we can roll because we're on top. And there's nothing to vault anymore, so we can roll then. And we can roll off of it as well. Okay. What's next, guys? I'll ask you guys. What's something you guys want to see next? Don't want to delete that. Is there something that you guys would like to see that I can implement here, or any advice, something like that? You in the kitchen. Nope. Don't want it. Wait, what? What happened here? What happened with the second one? Huh? That's interesting. I'm just trying to figure out how to get my AI to target the nearest target. Depends. Are you using behavior tree or in the character itself? Which system are you using? Let's put this back up. See what's going on with the fault on the second one. Trying to use behavior trees. Okay. What you could do is you can run a EQS query and then target each and every target that you want, and then check the distance from that query. Oh my god, this is such a difficult word for me. Query. Get the distance between you and each target, and then just target the nearest target itself. Like, make sure he takes the nearest target for that. Okay, so fault. That's how I would do it. So do that. Wait, what happened? Oh, it's because it's too close. As you can see, the jump spot is too close, so it checks this one and then puts me on to the height of this one, which is why it's doing this. Oh, okay. Where am I? LOL sounds simple, but implementation not so much. I can show you how to do the query if you want. Let's see. So let's quickly do like a little demo thing. So here's your behavior tree. Here's your Blackboard. And let's make a EQS. So this will be your EQS, right? So in your EQS, if you, by the way, also, you know how to make a testing pawn, right? If not, if you right click, go to Blueprint class and you say EQS testing pawn, this one, click on that. I mean, you can just say test, whatever. Oh, you have it? Okay, good. Then I don't need to show you. All right, so in your EQS, what you can do from the root here, you can say I wanna the testing pawn. I mean, yeah, okay. What you can do, you can either do, depends on what you want to have. If you want to do it with a grid, you can do it with a grid. Otherwise, you can do it with a circle, a cone. If you want to have like a field of view, like if he sees you. You can have circle, cones, donuts is just like little circles. Let's say we do this, right? Just a grid. Then you can say you want to generate this around the courier. So in this case, your player, right? And then you can say add a test and you want to check the distance 2. And here on the distance 2, you want to set it to the thing you want to target is one of the ways. But then you need to make the context. Okay. If you want to make the context, what you can do is right click, go Blueprint class, okay, and you can say context. Environment query context blueprint base. I'm just gonna call this test for now. Open this up, and then on functions override, you want to say either provide actor set for multiple or provide single actor. If you want to target one specific actor, you use this one. If you want to target multiple and then check the distance, you do this one. So override the provide actor set. And what you can do is say add, or it's make array, but you can say make array query actor. Give me a second. I haven't done this in a long time actually. The actor object reference. Well, you can just basically just promote this, then say add to the array or add unique. Probably do add unique because it's a you want to have different actors, right? So add unique to it, and that is then going to be the array that you're going to use. So in the EQS with the distance, you just set this to the test. Now it's going to generate a grid and then going to see what the distance is between you and the like the targets that you want. And then you can say if you want to have like filter and score, you can say what's the minimum and what's the maximum that it can be away from a player. Or if you want to score it, you can say score only, and then you can play around with this to get like, or filter and score, and then it's going to prefer the ones that are further away. So to make this closer, you say filter and score and you say -1 on the scoring factor, and now it's going to grab the ones that are closest to you. Okay. And then all you do is just in your behavior tree, when he's, for example, checking for something, like in a sequence, you just say run this EQS, which is the EQS request. You run the EQS, right? The result is going to be the actor, just like self actor in this case. You can just take another one. Have that actor, and then you can say move to this actor, basically. Thank you so much. I've been looking day at work for info. This is one of the ways that you can do it. There's another way also that you can do it, where it just involves when he wants to check it, right? You can just I'll show you right here. So let's say I'll show it in Paint actually. I don't know if you want to know, like, find this system out as well, but this is the one that I usually use. So let's say you have your, my drawing is terrible by the way, but let's say you have your character, right? I was playing with AI controller but wasn't liking it too much. Yeah, it's hard to do AI. So let's say you have your character right here, right? Let's say he wants to look around him to find the nearest target. So what you could do is, instead of what we just did, you can actually spawn a sphere collision around him. Get all the targets that are in here. So let's say it has 3 targets, right? Then for each target that's in here, you can then say get the overlapping actors. And then for each loop, you can check the distance. And if the distance, so if the distance is lower than the previous value, it will override it. Okay. And then you set the new actor. So set the new actor as like the closest actor. And then wouldn't that go through floors then? Not necessarily. You can set up collisions to ignore the floor or like block the floor so it doesn't go below the floor. It doesn't have to be a sphere collision as well. You have sphere collision that I generally use, and then you just set up a collision so it doesn't go through the floor. Or instead you can also just use a box collision and make sure that the box collision is at the same height as the character's foot will be. Then you can just expand upon it as much as you want for like the radius that he can target people. If that makes sense. And then when he wants to, for example, if I go here and he wants to, for example, let's say custom event, this will be the checking, right? So let's say check, right? Whatever. You would then just get this box and say get overlapping actors with the filter that would just be actor, because you want to check every actor, okay? And then you want to do a for each loop. So each loop we're checking if the actor's location, their location is, so we want to get our actor location as well. And what you can then do is say distance vector. This basically like calculates the distance between 2 vectors. Okay. What you then want to do is, if you save this as a value, and let's just say this is the distance to target. Okay. Get rid of that. What you can then do is on each loop, you want to check if this distance is less than the distance that we have currently. Okay. If that is true, if this is true, all you want to do is, first of all, set this actor to be the new target actor. So say promote this array element to a variable and say selected target actor. Okay. Let's clean that up. I'll clean it up a little bit so you can screenshot it. So you can like implement that if you want. If you don't want that, yeah, whatever. And then after that, what you can do is actually set this up to be the new distance. Okay. So what it's doing now basically is whenever you're calling this event to check it, it's going to get all the overlapping actors that are in that box. It's going to, for each loop it, so it's going to go through each and every one. It's going to get the actor's location from this actor. It's going to get the distance to our location. And if it is less than the distance that we have currently saved, it's going to set this actor as a new target actor. So the actor that is now closer than the previous one, it's going to override this. And then after this, it's going to set the distance from that actor as the new distance. Okay. And then when this is, for example, finished, you have the closest actor to you. And then you can like reroute this and you can just say, move to actor code. Just this here, you will then have like the moving to the actor, right? So it will move towards this actor. But make sure every time you run this code at the end of it, when he's moving towards it, always make sure that you reset your two variables as well. So that after he moves towards that actor and he wants to perform a new check, that it like rechecks every actor. Otherwise it's going to go through this actor. He's gonna go to this actor again. So always make sure you reset the code after you do all this coding. Okay, but I'll just quickly make it bigger so you can perhaps screenshot it. I'll keep it open for a couple seconds like this. I hope it's visible. So yeah, those are two ways that you can use. So if something still doesn't work, you can always ask me. I'll happily help you. All right. Let's get rid of this before we have it in our blueprint for no reason. All right, let's see where we were. Also make sure we just quickly delete these guys because we won't be needing them anymore. Behavior tree, get rid of that. Okay. Behavior, blueprint, blackboard as well. By the way, if you want, I'm probably gonna make a live stream on some AI like within a week or so. So if you want to learn a little bit about AI, you can always join the stream if you want, if you're enjoying it currently. There will be more live streams like this, and one is going to involve AI for sure, maybe multiple. So if you want to learn something new, you can always like jump into the streams if you want, or ask me, or just, you know, shoot me a question. Just put it in the comments. I read every comment and I can help you out. Perhaps I can make a tutorial for something that you need. So we were here, and the main issue we were running into now is when we vault over, it's going to grab the location of the one behind it because it's too far away. So in our parkour, we have our location, this guy. We need to make this actor up vector, or is it this one? Where's the location one where we trace in front of us? Say 200. I'm not sure if it's this one or the next one. I think it's this one. Yeah, okay, awesome. Now it's fixed. Now it doesn't calculate the one behind it anymore because it's too far away. Awesome. So now we can vault on top. There you go. And it's working perfectly. And now we can roll off of it like a boss. Awesome. Good, good, good. Good progress. What should be the next thing? I would probably say, if anything, we can just quickly start on some... Maybe I can start on an interaction system. So we can have some default interactions already, like opening the doors and perhaps interact with weapons. Maybe. Like we could pick up weapons, perhaps. And then next stream... Sorry. And then the next stream we can probably work on getting some like weapons going, like shooting them and stuff. And have like a general inventory going. I think that might be the play here. Let's already quickly create like an interface for this. So PPI player interactions. Let's open this and let's say on interaction range entered. Save that. We want to have an input which is BP player, so we can target a specific player. Then we want to have another one for on interacted. Where's the duplicate? Huh? Duplicate this and just say on interacted. Also having the input. And then duplicate this and on interaction range exit. And we don't need a input for this. And now in our player, just make sure we add this blueprint interface. Player. Oh, I said it as pair. I need to make sure I add the L in there. Player. There you go. Okay. So now we have this. We can call these events now. Okay. How do we want to call it? Probably implement the events here. Probably implement the events here. No, that's not true. What we want to do is we want to have a interaction sphere around the player, and then when something overlaps with that, we want to check whether it's valid to interact with it. So I'm gonna add a sphere collision, which will be our interaction sphere. Something like that, I think for now should be fine. Interaction sphere. Okay. Now in our event graph, what we can say is on begin and end overlap, we can get the other actor, check if it implements the interface, which is the player interactions. Copy this because we'll need it here as well. So check it. Is it using the interface? If it is, we want to say on interaction range entered. So here we want to enter the range because we overlap with it. Clean that up a little bit. The ref is self. And then here we want to say exit on interaction range exit. When we exit the range. Okay. And then let's create an input for interacting with everything. So I'm gonna say interact will be our E key, and on our gamepad probably will be the square. So square button. And then say interact. It's gonna be a little bit different, but It's gonna be the same gist. All we want to do is when we interact with it, we want to get the overlapping actors, like I told you. So let's say overlapping actor. Okay. Then for each loop with break, because we want to stop once we hit the first thing that we want to interact with. Check if it implements the interface, which was the interaction. Check that. If it does, then we want to break this, because we no longer need to check for stuff because we already found one that we can interact with. And then after this, what we want to say is grab this array element and say on interacted, with the reference being ourselves. Okay. Now we can test this. If I, for example, create a BP, I already have a BP weapon master. So let's open this. Let's get a class setting and let's add the interaction. Player interaction. Now, when we implement this event, I'm going to say implement as well, and this one as well. When we enter the range, let's just test it and print string. Let's say interaction range exit entered. On this one, we want to say exit. Okay. And then on this one, let's just say interacted. Okay. Now if we check this in game, actually I need to drag it in first. Don't forget to drag it in. Okay. Now when I run here, or actually I first need to update it because it's in it, I think. Wait, let me show the interaction sphere for a second. See how big it is. Okay, it's not that big. It's not updating. Why is it not updating? Probably because this has no collision. Yeah. Let's say overlap all dynamic. Generate overlap events. There we go. So you can see, now we are in the interaction range. We can exit it. You can see it top left, by the way. So we enter it, we exit it, and now when we go back, we're in it, and now we can interact with it. If I press the E key, we cannot interact with it. That's, let's see, what's going on? So, what's going on in our code for this? We're checking our interaction sphere for the overlapping actors for each loop. We're checking if it has the interface. And if it does, we want to call interacted. Yeah, we want to call this one. Oh, this automatically calls it, I'm pretty sure. Oh. So we enter now. Okay, my interaction isn't working, so something is up. We're checking our actors from our sphere. Checking if they have the player interactions, which is the one that we have. Yeah. And if it is true, we break the loop and we say on interacted. But it's not interacting. Why? I did set it to the E key, right? Shouldn't matter because it should do it on the... That's really weird. That's really weird. That's not doing that. Why is this happening? Go to my input. Interact as E key. Yeah, that's fine. This should work. There's no reason why this shouldn't work, because it's just checking the same thing that it does here. Maybe the overlapping actor is wrong. Get overlapping actors, yeah. We want to check for actors. Does not make sense. So we can't interact now, obviously. But now we should be able to interact with it. Don't know why we're not. That's really weird. Really weird how it's not interacting with it. Because the code is fine. I've done this so many times. I don't know why it's not working. Interacted. Because this one is from low poly shader pack. That's not the one. We want this guy. What if we call this here and then break the loop? Would that work? I doubt it would, but it should work. So let's say. Yeah, still not working. Interesting. That is really, really weird how that's not working. It's just like it's not finding it. Like, what if I add a sphere collision around this weapon? Which would also be like a capture sphere. Now it should also always update, right? Yeah. Still does not want to interact with it. Okay. So it has nothing to do with this. I'm actually lost for words right now. It's so weird. It does not make any sense. It makes no sense. What if I grab this ref display name this? It's just not interacting. This code is not being called. What if I remove this, save compile, and implemented it again? No, it's just not calling it. Don't know why it's not calling it though. Because it should. It should call it. What if... Let's test this real quick. When we enter this, what if we also call the uninteracted event here? Because we know this code works, so this should work. Okay, it does. Huh? So it doesn't do it with an input? So I'm pretty sure it's just something that has to do with this. With this, I guess. It can be an actor. But it's so weird because I always have it as an actor. And this is an actor. Like it's not a pawn, it's an actor. Freaky Friday. Why is this going on? Maybe because I'm... No. I'm honestly flabbergasted that this is not working. PPI. Let's browse to this. Wait, did I have the wrong one? No, don't do anything different. I'm just trying to do whatever I can to make this work. Because it should. Doesn't make sense, it's not. If I replace this with a for each loop. Like, instead of the with break, what if we just do a for each loop? Okay. And then if it does, call this, then break. Well, we don't need to break it. Just call this. See if that does anything. No. As you can see, it does not. Wait. I think I know why. Hold up. I'm cooking. The reason why it's doing it is because it's getting the overlapping actors. But the problem with the overlapping actors is it's also getting us, the player. And we don't have an interacted here. If I implement this, right, and I say print, and I say, let's say oopsie, right? It should call oopsie. Yeah, see? It's getting us. It's targeting us, but we want to ignore us. So we want to check if it is, if it has it. Then we want to check if it is not equal. So equal, not equal to us. Self. Check if it's not equal to ourself. And if that is true, then we want to break this. And then we want to interact with it. So now it should ignore us, basically. There we go. Oh my god, that took a minute. I'm sorry for the brain rot that it took so long. But if you see top left now, it's working. Now we can actually interact with the items. So if I now, for example, say uninteracted, let's say spawn emitter, let's say add location, just give it like the actor location, just so you can see it working, right? And we say explosion, and then we give it like a delay of like 2 seconds, destroy the actor. Now you can actually see it working. So if I go here and I press interact, explosion happens and it disappears. Awesome. So say 0.2 for a minute. There you go. It is working. The explosion is looping as well. One, so it only plays once, obviously. And there we go. Now it's working. We can get rid of all the debugs now, once again. So get rid of that one, that one, that one. Okay. So now we have our game working. Is anybody still watching the stream or no? Is it just me? I'm not sure actually. It says 1 viewer, but I'm not sure. Oh, you're still watching, Zatelia? Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. It said 1 viewer. I didn't know what it was because I have my stream open to read the comments. I'm just gonna take like a couple of minutes to go smoke a cigarette and also to grab a drink. I'll be back in a couple of minutes, okay? Alright. I'll be back in a second. I'll just keep it open. There you go. Yeah, no problem. I'll be jumping off here soon. Dinner's almost done. Alright, man. I hope you enjoy your dinner. Yeah, if you have time, I'll probably be live streaming for... We'll see. We'll see how long. I don't know. But if the stream is still up, I would love to see you back, man. I hope you enjoy your food. And have a good night. Nee, dat we slapen. Mijn ergste vijand. Nee, wat is het gebeurd? Ik ben toch niet een knop op van? Zie je de konijn teruggezet trouwens? Dat is op een heel trouwens. Kutteltjes. Dat is normaal. Thanks for the help with the nearest. Moet ik nog een tof volgende volgen? Is nog maar gewoon. I'm back, guys. So I got the EQS working, but how would I make it ignore self? It's finding itself, so itself is winning. Let's quickly make another EQS. I kind of have to see that for myself real quick, because I don't really 100%. So let's say grid. We have the, well, let's say courier. Then we want to have a distance check. Appreciate your help. No worries, mate. No worries. So this is it, right? So how do you, the question is, how do you ignore itself? Okay. What if we make it generate a set of actors around the class? Well, this will just, you could also do this, I think. If you do this setup where it's actually searching for actors instead of generating circles or like a grid, this could also work. This way it's just searching for each actor and then checking how far it is away from it. I think this also might work. But how do you ignore yourself? I think by I think if you want to ignore yourself, then you might need to do it the second way that I showed you. Because I think this is mostly used for when you want to go to like different locations or find the best location to go to. I think the other way is easier if you want to do that. Because right here, if you do it with an EQS, you probably will have to check. You will still have to run a check in your blueprint or in your behavior tree to check whether or not the actor is the EQS courier. So I would just, if I was you, I would just use the other way. I think it's a lot easier. I wish I could help you a little bit more with that, but I think that might just be the best, like the best course of action. We want to attach a, we want to first of all go to, okay, yeah, I think I will. Yeah, I can't really help you out more than that. I wish I could, but if you want to do it with an EQS, you will have to do like a ton of different things that are not necessary. No, yeah, Abdul, thanks. No worries, mate. Once again, if I do equip, stand equip. Okay, so let's say right here we want to create a socket on spine 3. Let's call this the weapon stowed socket. Let's attach a preview weapon. So let's say preset rifle, something like this. Probably make sure that the socket kind of lines up to where it should be. So it's probably something like this. I think is where it should be. Maybe a little bit like that, a little bit like this. I think if I do it like that, it will attach it properly, like if he grabs it. Well, my daughter is telling me that dinner is done, so I'm gonna jump off. If you're still on, when I get back, I'll jump back on. Alright, man, I hope you enjoy your food, and if I'm still on, then I would love to see you. See you in a minute. Thanks for tuning into the stream. So if I quickly add the weapon master to it. Some weapons will look off. It's just because the weapons itself are quite if I change this, for example, if I grab another weapon, like a more normal one, if I create another one, we get rid of everything except the, so get all of these and say clear, get the barrel and clear, magazine, class none, scope none. Then for this receiver, just set a preset. Say rifle 2, go to our player and we set child. There you go. That already looks better. Still not perfect because you can see it's kind of off. Probably want to put it a little bit more towards the player so it doesn't look like it's floating. Something like that. There you go. If I play now, it should be. Okay. And now, if we want to equip it, let's quickly make like a weapon, like a switch weapon thing. So let's add 2 child actors. So this is the secondary weapon. Okay. Then we want to have another one, which is the primary weapon. Okay. So we have a primary and a secondary. On our event graph, begin play. We want to add make array, primary, secondary, utility. Add another one for like utility, which is like different, where you have like a grenade or a flashbang or stuff like that. Make this into an array, which is the weapon inventory. Okay. Then for each loop, we don't want to make them invisible because we don't need to. But our primary basically needs to be attached to a socket that we still need to set up depending on whether he is in ADS. So let's say relaxed. Look center. We need to have 2 sockets. One that's like when he's rifle relaxed socket. Now if we add a preview, so preset, let's add a rifle. Let's make it so it lines up with the character. You can also hide the bones for a second because they're quite annoying. Selected only. Something like that, probably. Let's try to see the hand a little bit more. Say like that, and now make sure that it lines up with the hand a little bit more. So let's actually do that, and then we can move it around a little bit. Perhaps go back a little bit more. But now it is in the arm. a little bit more like this, so we can go back a little bit more. Something like that. So that's the first one. And then we also want, for when we're aiming, aim point center, aim point center. For when we're standing, we basically just want to copy this, paste this, and say aim socket. And if we remove all the previews, we can add the preset to this one, which is the rifle. Okay. Now we can make it look better for when he's aiming. So something like that. Maybe have it like downwards a little bit, like twist it a little bit. See the hand, maybe a little bit more like that. How does that look? A little bit more twisty. Let's look on the hand. I think that's fine. Okay. So now we can attach the primary to the rifle relaxed. Okay. And that one is to the stowed socket. Good. Now in our player, if we, for example, if we go to this, we basically copy this and say rifle relaxed, and we drag that in for now. Say idle W2 relaxed idle. Okay. Now for the movement, we want to browse to this guy. This, browse, go here, and duplicate W2 rifle relaxed movement. Open this guy up, which is relaxed idle. Okay. Then we have relaxed walk. No, it's like W2 walk. And we need the normal ones. So we have backwards. We have forward. We have left. And we have right. We don't need the 90s because we don't have the 90s. And then we have run as well. We have run forward, run left, run right. Where's right? Here. Get rid of the 90s again. I don't have a run back, I think. No. So we can't run backwards, but that kind of makes sense. Okay. So I have this guy. Then we can drag this one in here. There we go. Now when we're crouching, crouch, W2, crouch. Where is it? Crouch, to stand, just crouch aim, crouch to crouch aim, crouch walk, stand to crouch. Oh, we can just make it. Crouch to crouch walk. Let's get rid of these two. Just do that. Grab this. Now to go from crouching to idle, we want to check if crouching is not true and idle is true. If crouching is true, we want to go in here. Make sure it is inertialized. Now for this, we have crouch. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. How can I help you? Okay, have a good night. Weirdo. Love you. Relaxed crouch movement. Then we have W2 crouch idle. So the normal one, once again. Then you have crouch walk. We want the crouch walk backwards, forwards, left, and right. Rid of these guys. Okay, that's also fine. And then we want to drag the crouch here. W2 crouched, relax crouched. And there you go. So now if I play, we have our weapon in our hands. If I now crouch, crouching works. The only thing that's not working is the crouch walking. It's still the same. Why is that? Crouch movement, relax crouched, crouch idle, is crouched, so that's fine. We have this one that we're using, which is this crouching. Fine, fine. Movement is fine. Idle is fine. Now why is it going into the old crouch? Oh, no, should make sense. That does not make sense why it's doing that. Let's see. That works. Oh, now it works. I don't know. Might have just bugged out for a second. But yeah, we have our crouch walking now. We still need to add IK to the hands. I'm interacting with my own weapons, which is not good. Because as you can see, now my weapons are gone. We want to make sure that in the weapon master, we by default don't want to have this. By default have no collision on this, no generate overlap events. We can enable that when we want to enable, like, work with the weapons. Okay. Now for the utility, that's something else. We actually need to know what utility it is. So we need a belt. A belt. Let's go to the military pack real quick. Missions, new characters. Where is the guy that I want to have? I think it's this guy, but it's huge, so don't know why. Okay, so does he have a grenade socket anywhere? Nobody does have this holster. Do they have the pistol holster without a pistol in it? No. Oh, it does. Yeah, here, holster. Okay, so the holster is attached to this, to the tie right. Okay, so what if I go to skeleton, tie right? Okay, make a pistol holster socket. Okay, and for the location, the details, paste this location, paste this rotation. And if we attach the holster to it, it should look fine. There you go. Now if we quickly create a pistol, Weaponmaster, call it PP pistol. I'm just making like, just making a quick demo for this. We'll be making everything look better and actually usable in a second. Just want to get like a general consensus of what we need to do. So if I attach pistol, say revolver. Why not? Let's add a revolver. We say PP player. We want to, for our utility, to our character, we want to add a static mesh, which is the holster. Attach it to the pistol holster. Now we want to attach a socket to this, which is the pistol holster socket. See if I have a pistol. Like an actual pistol here. Steel weapon. No, that's like a bullet. Pistol. We do not. That's unfortunate. Okay, so what we need to do, drag this out of here, then go to our player. We want to attach this utility to this mesh, to the pistol holster socket. If I attach this to be the pistol. Okay, now we need to basically play around with this socket until it makes sense. So I'm gonna enable snapping 90, then rotate 90 here, then move it back. Okay, and now move it inwards so it's in the gun. Okay, and I want to move it forwards a little bit more so it's in it. Okay, good. Now for the static mesh, make sure we have no collision on this for this thing. Okay, so now if I press play, we should have our pistol in. We have our pistol in our holster, and it's, you know, working fine. If we're moving the tie, it moves with the tie. And we have our weapon set up. So it has one on the back, one on the front. Let's actually duplicate this, create another one real quick. Just because I don't want to have the same gun. Although we're just, you know, we are just setting up like a, okay. Get our primary. Let's set it to the child 1. There you go. Just so it has like 2 different guns. Why not? Alright. Now we have our weapons attached to it, which looks great. Starting to look like an actual character. We can walk, crouching, stand back up, can walk. Although the crouching is really fast if we're standing still. Might want to make that slower. So go in here to go from crouching here. Set it to be like 0.5. That's a lot slower. Looks a lot better. See if everything works on controller as well. I like to check that while I'm doing it. Just to make sure that our controller boys also have a good experience. Alright. So that looks alright. Can let go. Get sprint. Which looks pretty good. Sprint towards us. If I now crouch, go into crouch. Can go back into sprint, crouch. Let go, sprint, crouch, stops sprinting. Let go, we can go back into running. Awesome. Okay, now let's add some ADS for a second. So edit, project, input, let's call aim down sights, right mouse button and this button. Player. Okay. When we ADS, for now, we're just gonna say, right, ADS, aim down sights. When we do that, for now, we're just going to call is aiming I'm gonna add a lot more to this. I'm gonna make it so it's like procedural, so it looks better. But for now, let's just say this boolean, and we can then call that one here. Just drag this guy a little bit back. Say get as aiming. Okay. Now, in our enum graph, this one, we want to blend false by bool. If this is false, we're going there. If this is true, we want to copy it again. We're gonna call this rifle aim. We're gonna check if we are aiming. Say 0.2 for now. That goes in here, like so. The rifle aim idle is W2 aim idle v2. Okay. Then our crouching idle also. Crouch aim idle v2. Okay. And then for our movements, we have to make 2 more blend spaces. So we have our this one. Let's duplicate this. Call this, instead of relaxed, we're gonna call this aim movement, and the crouch as well. Call it aim movement. Awesome, awesome, awesome sauce. So we have crouch walk. That's fine. We have aim backwards loop, but we want these guys. Okay, the IPCs. Backwards, forwards, left, and right. So he's actually aiming. And now crouch idle, the aim idle here. So we have our ADS. Now we open the rifle aim movement. Now we want to do W2 idle, stand aim idle V2 IPC, and then aim walk. Then we grab the IPCs again. So we have walk aim backwards, walk aim forwards, walk aim left, walk aim right, and we say run. Jog. Yeah. Jog aim backwards, jog aim forwards, jog aim left, jog aim right. Okay. So now player crouch movement, call the crouch, the aim crouch, aim. Do I need to call aim? Rifle aim. I need to rename this rifle. Crouched aim movement. Okay, so it makes sense. Go back, and in our movement state, we want to say W2 aim, rifle aim movement. Okay, so now we can ADS, we can walk while ADSing. The socket is off, but we'll fix that in a second. We can crouch again, although it's too fast, I think. That looks fine. Now let go, we're back in the original positions. Okay. Now the reason it's off is when we're aiming, we actually want to attach comp to comp, attach it to the mesh, but we want to use the ADS socket now, the aim socket. So rifle aim socket, copy, and paste. Nope, that's not good. We want to say copy the name, attach that, copy this. Because when we are not aiming, we want to have the relax socket, copy, paste, compile and save. So now if I look that, there you go. So now he is aiming properly, and we have our procedural offset still. So you can aim around and it will always aim at the mouse location. Although it's a little slower, but you know. There you go. Now you have that, and if I now let go, we're also going to say AGR. When we're aiming, we want to set up rotation to absolute. Okay. Now when we're not aiming, let's say rotate the velocity. This way it just, whenever you're aiming, the character is going to strafe. And if you let go, then you can do this. If you now ADS, you see it snaps back. We do need to fix that, but yeah. Now it actually strafes to where you are looking. Also, if I'm crouched, there you go. Now it actually follows like where you're aiming. And it also works on controller as well. So you can crouch, walk around, you can run, but you can also run while aiming. Sweet. Now all you can do again is say add timeline, ADS timeline, the play and reverse. And you just want to say on the update, we want to set the field of view of the camera, or we can adjust the spring arm location. Let's maybe do that. Set target arm length. Okay. And what we want to do, the default is 300, I think. Yeah. But we want to do it a little different. On begin play, we're actually going to save get target arm length. We want to say default arm length. Okay. So we always have a default value to go back to. So what you can then say is lerp this. Alpha is going to be this, which is going to be a 1 second, 0 to 1 1. Then make it auto. Make sure it has like a nice handle to it. Okay, like so. That is going to be our lerp, and we want to lerp between our target arm length. Okay. And then we want to minus this by the weapon master, like how far it can zoom in. But for now, we're just going to use a default value. So we're just going to say 75. Okay, let's comment this. Replace 75 with weapon ADS value. Okay. Now, when we zoom in, our target arm length comes closer. So we're actually like kind of zooming in. I'll set it to like 125. And now, before we do that, we also want to set up the play rate. Okay, so get the ADS timeline, we want to say set play rate. Okay, on both of them. This is also going to be the weapon ADS speed, basically. For now, let's set it to 2, so it's like 0.5 seconds. There you go. You zoom in and you zoom out. So if I now walk, there you go. Now we're zooming in. I think I might make it go a little more to the right as well. So grab the and say set socket offset. We're using the socket offset, right? Yeah, okay. Set the socket offset. We're also going to lerp that value. So lerp vector. Also going to be this alpha. So drag this down so we can reuse that, like so. And this is going to be between our default as well. So we can play. We also want to save the socket offset. So get socket offset. Save that as default socket offset. Okay. Now we'll go back here and we want to lerp between our default socket offset and we want to move it more towards the right. So from here, just add vector, get our spring arm, and we see Y. So we want to add like 20 more on the Y. As you can see, now it kind of moves you more towards the right. We can make it more exaggerated. Show you better. But there you go. Now you're towards the right side of the player, which I think looks pretty good. Okay. Is it actually still attached to something? This spring arm? Oh yeah, to the head. What if I attach it to the spine actually? Because I don't really like the way it's looking. The only thing that might is the roll might be broken now. Because we have the default roll location which is set to -40, but right now it's set to 0, 0, 0. Yeah. So we'll just need to set this to 0, 0, 0. So default roll default location 0, 0, 0. And now we just want to add 10 to it, so it should be fine. Yeah, it's still fine. Okay. So that's working. We have our ADS where it's like, now you actually have the movement a little bit more. But when we're crouching, I've noticed, when we're crouching, you still hide your weapon. So maybe if we're crouching, we still want to do more offset if necessary. I'm not sure yet. Probably will. Probably will add some more offset. So how do we check that? We have is crouching variable, right? But if we are crouching, here it is, crouching. Okay. So before we crouch, we kind of want to check if we are ADSing. Are we aiming? If we are, we want to do something else before going into the crouch. And also here, because we want to cancel this. So, like so. Okay. Now, what we want to do on the true is actually, let's make add crouch aim offset. custom events, remove crouch aim offset. Okay, so once again, timeline, play reverse. I'm actually going to copy some of this code that we have right here. So setting the play rates, copy that, and then the socket offset as well, copy that. Okay, we go back into where our timeline is going to be right here. So first we want to set the play rate. Just gonna call this the crouch aim TL. So get crouch aim TL. Copy, paste. On the update, set this up. We only need to do one thing now because you're already in ADS. So grab that, clean that up a little bit. So this as well. Now I don't know if I want to add another 40 to it. Let's try 20. We can still see how that looks. So for now in ADS, are we going to crouch? Oh, we need to call these events first. So add crouch, add crouch aim offset, then continue, and then remove the crouch aim offset, continue. Okay, so now let's see if I crouch. Huh. All right, it takes the default value. That's not what we want. Because this value needs to be if we're ADSing or not. So make a select. Well, it's already checking if we're in. It's already checking if we are in ADS. So we want to have this value. Okay. So this value plus 20. You see, it is working, but what if we do another 40? Some more maybe? Why doesn't it seem to be working? So we get our default socket offset, which is by default 45. Then we add 40 to it, which is our start. Oh, my bad. Didn't plug in the alpha. Okay, so now 80 is way too far, right? Let's start with 25. Okay, so it stays the same now, right? So now you can see the weapon. For some reason, when you're crouching, you can't. When you're crouch walking, you can't use your aim offset. Also, if you're walking, you cannot use your. Oh, because we're checking if we're an idle or not. Okay, yeah. So instead of checking if we're an idle here, we want to check if we are. If we're not an idle, if we just say, what if we just say, are we aiming? So if we're not aiming, we use all the values. If we are aiming, we look around. We can look around. We can look up, down. And now it doesn't use lean. If I now let go, we do use lean. Now we just have like a very smooth ADS. Okay. If we are aiming, we do want to make this faster, so let's set it to like 20. This is if we are aiming. So we have the procedural look around. Set this to faster, like 15. So we actually have like a little bit more of a faster going system, so it looks a little bit better. Okay, now if I run around, can look around, can go back into aiming, and now we have our procedural offset. But now if we're running, doesn't matter, we don't need aim offset because we're rotating towards it, like around the character. Aiming, now we're back into aiming. Now we have our procedural aim offset. I don't know what about you guys, but I like the way it looks already. Like, this looks pretty decent in my opinion, the character itself. The running looks pretty good. Doesn't look like indie game-ish. I think it looks pretty good. If you crouch, let go, you can go into running, you can get let go and you're into sprinting. Now you're into crouching, crouch aim. The only difference is, as you can see, now it's fine. But if I am in crouching and I go aim, I also need to do that, okay? So in my aim, we want to check if we are crouching. Copy, paste. So check if we are crouching. If we are, we want to add crouching aim offset. Then continue. If we want to remove crouch aim offset. Then continue. Like so. So even if we're crouching and we aim, it still puts it towards the side, like so. So we can let go. Only this looks quite off. Something is wrong with this, like this little glitch. Don't know why. Might have to look in, like I'll have to look into that. But yeah. Like takes a different value because it's, well, we have play in reverse, right? We don't have reverse from end. There's a rule here. Play reverse, play rate to socket offset, default socket offset. Oh, this default socket offset is if we are aiming, but if we let go of the crouch, we check if we're aiming. Then we want to remove the crouch aim offset. When we stop crouching and we're still aiming, we want to remove this offset, but we don't want to stop ADSing. Okay. But here, if we are still crouching and we let go of our ADS, wait, sorry. We are still crouching, okay? We are. And we let go of the ADS, we want to remove the crouch aim offset. No. We want to do this if we are not crouching and we let go. Then we want to remove that. Otherwise, we want to keep that because we're still crouching. to make sense. This has to be here for sure. So we want to remove the offset. If we are crouching, we want to add the offset to it. If we are still crouching, but on ADS, we want to remove this one. But we're still ADSing, so we still want to have this offset. But we're just not ADSing anymore. We're not crouching anymore. Okay, that makes sense. If I crouch, we have our weapon. If I let go. Yeah, it just has this little glitch that I don't know why. We'll have to look into that. But yeah, this is what we have so far for today. We have vaulting. So we can vault. And what I might do real quick is like a little fix, right? When we vault, this is, god damn, this is ugly. Whatever. For now, it's just whatever. Okay. So when we start the vault, looking good. Yeah, not the blueprints, but the game itself it's looking alright. So when we start, we want to get primary weapon, and we want to say set visibility. We want to hide the visibility of the weapon when we jump or when we start vaulting, and when we stop vaulting or on this notification. No, let's do it here. Why not? On this one, we want to re-enable the visibility so it hides it when we're jumping, basically, when we're vaulting. So for now, vault, the gun is gone. Now it comes back. I don't know what else to do for this particular problem. Maybe I could put it on the notify begin instead of the end. That might look better. Let's quickly test that. So this is the notify begin. Let's see if it looks better if we have the notify begin thing. That's how ALS does it. On mantle start, hide weapon. Yeah, it's pretty common, to be honest. It's a common way to do it. But I don't know about this. I don't know if I do it on the begin of the notification or on the end of the notification. Because right now, as you can see, it clips into the ground, right? Which doesn't really make that much sense. Doesn't really look that good. So I think for now, I'll just put it on the end of the notify. I can always tweak the notify a little bit, right? Let's see. Let's grab the notify. Let's get the animation here for a second. So movement, anim, rip motion, client. So when we have the end of the notify, maybe I'll do it like right here. And on the end of the notify, we can make a, when the end of the notify happens, we can play another montage. Okay, which is going to be the equipping of the weapon. So let's say rifle, animation, holster, let's say stand equip, get back. Yeah. But now we want to check whether we are aiming or not when we want to do this. Because this is aim, Let's just put it back. Wait. Huh. Probably just this animation, really. Okay. So let's say Animontage. We want to create a different slot for this. So say upper body. Okay. Now in our anim graph, after all of this, we want to say this is the default. Let's save this cache. Okay. So we can have this go up for a second, like this side. Then we can use this cache. So use cache pose 43. Layered blend per bone. Layer setup. Allow mesh based rotation blend. Yes. Add 1 for spine. Spine 0, 1. Blend depth is 4. Base pose, blend pose as well. And we say use slot upper body. Then save this as the technical final for now. Okay. Then we can use that here. So use technical final. Okay. Now we can call an animation on this guy using the upper body. Okay. But the slot actually doesn't need to be here. It needs to be before that. So the blend pose is right here. Okay. Do that. And now on here, we can get the animation here, browse, close this real quick so it updates. Okay. Now we can say when this happens, like when he's here, montage window. Okay. Then when this montage plays and this notify begins, then we want to grab this and paste that here. So it will hide it, like get it back once the animation plays on the upper body. So let's see. Doesn't play the animation. Does not play the animation. Why? Did I mess this up like I usually do? That's a question. It refuses to play the animation, huh? Why is that? Well, because I didn't plug in the mesh. Makes sense. Works, yet it starts it way too soon. Why is this? Where do we call this one? Oh, on the begin. No, we don't want to call this one on the beginning. Probably on the ending. There you go. But now we just want to make sure that the, get rid of this, and we want to make sure that the animation actually has a starting position, so it actually does like from here, so 15 seconds at 0.5. Start position being like 0.5. A little less. Because we're already blending between it. So. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that. 0.3. Let's try this. Looks good. I don't know if I really like it. It seems kind of jittery. That's better. That's definitely better. There you go. That looks a lot better. Alright. Now we do still need to do like turning in place. Wait, what? I can barely read this top chat. Like this chat. Oh, here. Can you get him to place it on his back at the start of a mantle? I can, but like if you already have a weapon like this, if you already have a weapon on your back, it's just going to clip into it, right? So I don't know if that's gonna be great. If you just have weapons clipping into weapons. What we could do, what I could do is say that if we go into our player, right? Here we're hiding the primary weapon, right? What if we don't do this, but instead hide the secondary? So let's say here we hide the secondary. Get secondary weapon. Okay. Hide the secondary. Then go to the player where it's the socket. Weapon stored socket. Okay. Then we want to get our get mesh and get primary. And then we say attach component to component. Okay. Attach it to the mesh with this socket. Snap, snap, snap. So right now what we have is our secondary is being hidden. Our primary is being attached on our back. So we need to grab these three. And at the end here, we want to, once it completes, well, first of all, we want to attach this one back to the primary rifle relaxed socket, or whatever it is. Yeah, rifle relax or rifle aim, it depends on what state we're in. We'll have to adjust that. So we're gonna attach that back, we wanna enable that, and then on the completed, I want to get the secondary weapon and I want to re-enable the, or on the blend out, I want to re-enable the visibility of this guy. I can get rid of this and just drag that down. So what happened now is he should, when he falls, the weapon on his back should disappear. The weapon in his hand will go on his back, and then after that it should reattach and reappear. Alright. There you go. How does that look? You have switching of weapons, but there's not a lot that I can do to prevent that. think if you do it too quick. Yeah. Okay, that's... think I found a bug, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, so we make sure that we can't spam the vault. So, do once. If we can vault, reset just needs to be a custom event, which is reset vault. Okay. Now at the end of everything, we want to reset the vault. And if we cannot vault, we're rolling. And at the blend out, we want to reset vault as well. So when we're rolling, it resets itself so we can roll again. Now if we're vaulting, we can't spam it until we're on top. And now if I vault here, I will no longer be able to vault through this. Okay, that looks good. I like where we are right now in the stream. I don't know how long we've been going for, but I think the character looks pretty good. Why is it doing that? It's when he hits the wall. Oh, it actually takes in consideration the wall. So you can't accidentally run into the wall. Okay. Yeah, we'll have to fix that later down the line, but how long have we been streaming for? Let's check it out. We have almost been streaming for 3 hours right now. This is another 3-hour stream. My God. This project already took like 7 hours. That's crazy. But hey, at least we have some pretty good progress so far. Not amazing, but well, it's better than nothing, I suppose. Let's quickly check how this would look in like an actual map. Let's go to scenes, demo scene. Maybe I can get like a nice thumbnail going. Alright, so disable the collisions, because we don't give a fuck about that. We don't care. Here, set this to be the BP player. Okay. Okay, so here we are. So, this is how it would look in like an environment. Now, I don't know if vaulting is gonna be perfect here. It's not even capturing this fault, yeah, because it probably doesn't have a collision. It doesn't like register it, does it? Oh no, it does. I mean, I guess it's not amazing, but it kind of gets the job done, I suppose, for now. Whoa, that didn't work. Tried to vault on top of the wall. Tried to at least. Yeah, no. As of right now, I can't vault from this vehicle onto that vehicle. I'll have to add that. Yeah, so far it doesn't work. But yeah, this is how it would look like in like an actual scene. Sneaking up. Alright, we'll definitely have to fix some of that. Because, like, I want to be able to vault on top of this, but I don't think it's... Oh, it's too high, that's why. It's too high. Well, maybe I can fix this. If I delete the player starts, right? It's for now, so we spawn here. Let's go into the game, go into the parkour. Where it has the adjust player location. What if I set this to like 300? And we have where it captures it, the height. I've set this at 300. Well, it doesn't capture it exactly. I don't know what it is calculating or like finding, but now it's fine. Definitely have to tweak that. Like my hands are in the wall, but at least we can fold. That's something, right? But it just the calculation seems weird. Like now it doesn't register anything. Why is that? Does that have no collision? Block all dynamic. I don't think this has proper collision either. Yeah. You see, it just doesn't seem to have proper collision. Let's open up the mesh. Let's show collision complex. If I use complex as simple, it's the last thing I'm gonna do. I just want to check it out a little bit. Faulting definitely needs some more tweaking for like higher values. Now it just doesn't register this. Now it does. I think it is if I'm too close, I suppose. Yeah. It might be because I'm too close. I don't know. Because now it just doesn't register anything anymore. Can go down. Stuck. Let's go back up. There you go. You can't fold over, so you'll get stuck here unless I do that. There you go. But I should be able to fold over like fences and stuff now. I can. Don't know if I want this, so I'll probably make like a filter, like is the actor actually vaultable or not, you know? Some things you might not want to be able to vault onto. There you go. Alright guys, that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Thanks for everybody who was tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.